With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
Boom! To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the roof. Francis is gunner.
This is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow. It looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish. Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get the goal. It's a knockout. Oh, my It's a knockout.
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot, and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow. How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Brawl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
Talkers, what's up, Grutworks? And anybody watching in the other world that Dave Trenton currently lives in, the alien side, not quite sure. But hey, I'm sorry if you're not seeing this on the other platforms right now. I'll get it there. But my producer with his muffin fingers. Yeah, you're back to muffin fingers. No more Baker. Okay. Muffin fingers forgot to say we're live, but that's okay. We'll get over it. But hey, we got UFC 277 coming up, and we're pumped. And I've been sharing this link on UFC Live Facebook page, and then MMA Facebook page, like the big ones on Facebook, and they've been allowing the posts. So if you're watching from there, welcome. This is Veteran Trash Talk, and you guys will instantly fall in love with these two guys that are picking. All right, and the good thing is Joe sometimes goes both ways. So like that love could go even deeper than just money. All right, so but,
zinger. I like where this is going.
Yeah, but no, I meant go both ways on the fights. So I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what's in your heads.
Get your minds out of the gutter.
Clean it up, guys. Clean it up. We're sponsored. All right. So anyways, so you heard our sponsor, Fleet Techs. So far, they have hired 2 guys from the Veteran Trash Talk community, and they want to hire more. So if you need a job, go to fleettechs.com. All right, FLEET-TECHS.com. And if you have any background in automotive or what is it again? Engineering?
Automotive,
electrical. It's something. And it started with an E. All right. So like, if you have any background in that, go apply. There's 6-figure opportunities there, like serious 6-figure opportunities. You just got to work like a veteran, because that's what he wants to hire. He wants to hire veterans that show up on time and that work hard. So if you got those characteristics, go to fleettechs.com and get after it. Man, we had another great week last week. We lost the main fight, the main card, but the main event on a fluke, ACL tear on Aspinall. But we hit 6 fights in a row, and that's following an 8-fighter in a row that we hit the week prior. So it has been a phenomenal betting trip. And I hope Dan Dexter's watching. That son of a bitch texts me at like 3:00. Hey, what's the picks? I'm like, watch the show, Dan. All right. So we'll see. Yeah, I think he is watching now. But hey, say hi, say where you're watching from. Glad to have you on the program, and tell us what you think about fighters and all that kind of stuff. I'm monitoring the chat. Maybe Chris Muffin Fingers could make up for his mistake and share this in other locations, but probably doesn't have the ability. Anyways,
and don't forget Dan Dexter. If you follow Send It 7, you'll see the picks. I post my real money bets.
Right, Send It 7 is the least followed person out of the VTT family.
That makes sense,
right? Because he's an artilleryman, but that it is what it is. However, he posts his picks. He also doesn't know how to market on social media yet, which he'll learn, and then he'll be able to get his page blown up.
It's because I have to be very careful how I market.
Very, very careful. But anyways, I mean, I don't know.
Secret careful.
I don't know. The sergeant major of the Army, he went after a member of the Free Press, so that pretty much gave you. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, like. But I know you can't agree or disagree with that statement, but it is what it is. All right, let's get on to the fights. So, guys, this is what we do here, guys. We pick UFC fights. Well, these guys do. I'm the big girl. Don't listen to me. All right, I'm only here for the humor. I'm here for the, just to host these guys so that they can make you make money. But stay around to the end. Stick around to the end. They'll give you their DraftKings sleeper, their parlays, and their locks. All right. Now, this is the way I bet with these guys. When they give me their locks, I put about $20 to $30 per lock, okay, on individual bets. Then I bet Bill's parlay, and then I bet Joe's parlay, and then I bet both their freaking parlays together. And 2 weeks ago, both their parlays hit, so that was freaking phenomenal. So just do it that way, and the most you'll probably lose is $20 betting 100. All right, like if you do it that way. If you don't have money, disclaimer again: do not gamble. Don't do it. Like. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. But hey, we got a lot of viewers today. We got Javier Portillo from Deming, New Mexico here. Nice. I'm over here in El Paso, man. Let's link up. Let's have a beer. Okay. Welcome, Trigger Joe. And
thank you for having me.
Bill Send It 7 Pearson. Okay. Still the champ. I got really drunk the other day. I don't think I think we took that point off the board. Was that what happened last week? It was I think it was the third fight on the main card.
Yeah, we didn't go for a point last week.
That's what I think. I think we took it off. Yeah. So Bill has a 1/2 point lead based on the the protest that he had, that there was a point somewhere 6 months ago. So
No,
we're gonna
not 6 months at all.
I need 10% truth. All right. So there might be a 6 in there somewhere, like the date. I don't know. But anyways.
And then on the clock.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. All right. The first fight on the main card was canceled, right? So this one is a light heavyweight with Magomed Ankalaev at 17-1, and he's going against Anthony Smith at 36-16. Now, I had to do extra research on this because I didn't know who this Smith guy was. So the Big Earl
really
doesn't give a shit who the Smith guy is. Yeah, Bill, I don't.
He's made us money before.
I just write down what you say. All right. So, and then sometimes Joe texts and I turn the TV on because there's a good fight going on. But, so I'm going to go, but the Big Earl is going to stay with the favorite here. I'm going to go Ankalaev, but it's going to be something special. Okay. He is going to win in the second round by submission, and he's going to do a figure 4 leg lock. All right. I don't know if none of you guys remember that from the wrestling back in the 80s, but it's going down. All right. Ankalaev, figure 4 leg lock. I hope he doesn't break Anthony's leg. All right, Bill, the champ. What say you?
This fight's going to frustrate me. Here's why. Anthony Smith is one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I absolutely love this guy. He is a absolute dog. And he's looked a lot better his last few fights after that Glover Teixeira loss. And part of it, he said he was always trying to look the image because he knew he was on pay-per-view. So he always went for that 6-pack look. And he realized that once he's just the bigger guy, he's the bigger fighter. Ankalaev is a -550 the last I checked. Anthony Smith is coming to fight. I think Ankalaev is coming to get a boring decision win. Here's how I think this fight's going to go. I think Ankalaev's going to win. I think it's going to be by decision. And I think he knows he doesn't want to stand with Anthony Smith because he's completely willing to bang. I think Ankalaev is going to constantly take Anthony Smith down and just fight a really boring lay and pray fight with Anthony Smith, who's a bigger dude, who's good enough on the ground to not just get overrun. Joe might agree or disagree, but I actually think I love Anthony Smith. I want him to win very badly. I don't think he is. I think Ankalaev is just such an elite wrestler that he's going to constantly put Smith against the fence on his back and keep him there. And it might be a relatively boring fight, to be honest with you. My hope is Anthony Smith wins. I want to lose money on this fight by Anthony Smith winning. But I don't think that's going to happen. I got Ankalaev by decision.
All right. Ankalaev by decision. Going against the Big Earl here. Sometimes not wise, but 99% of the time it is. All right. Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I see this one going very similar to what Bill said. After watching the Santos fight and seeing some of the trouble that Anthony Smith has had with like the Rockiches and the guys on that level, I think that Ankalaev is just high enough of a level to where he's going to give Smith problems enough to where Smith can't finish him. And he's going to stay on the end of a jab, stay on the outside and shoot. I don't think he's going to bang with them. I don't think he's going to brawl with them. Exactly what Bill said. Anthony Smith is a dog. He's one of those guys that he's respected in the locker room by other fighters. He's respected on the street by other fighters because, I mean, this guy had his teeth busted out years ago and has come back on a tear. So don't let his win-loss fool you. He is coming to make this a fight. But I think Ankalaev is exactly what Bill said. He's just going to be too much for him. And Vegas knows he's going to be too much for him. So what they said is, hey, F you bettors, you're going to make no money on this fight. Well, I respectfully disagree. And usually when I disagree with Vegas, I'm right more often than I'm wrong. I'll tell you that. And there is money to be made on this fight. So listen very closely. And I guarantee you Bill agrees. For a -128, pick this fight to go the distance.
Absolutely.
Because Ankalaev is going to look to not brawl. He has had so many boring decisions while everyone talks about him like he's a mauler. And Anthony Smith can have those kind of fights where they're points fights, and I don't think Ankalaev's going to want to get too close to him. So I see this thing going exactly the way Bill says it, and I'm going to bet the minus 128 for this fight to go to the distance.
Absolutely.
There you have it.
And I'm going to take a $10 flyer on Anthony
already. That sounds like a lock.
Yeah,
That sounds like the lock is a distance here.
I'm very. Oh yeah. Well, it's not a lock, but I'm definitely very confident in that pick. But I am going to take a $10 flyer on Anthony Smith to win by submission or knockout, because that pays back 70 on 10 plus 700.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's get on to the next one. And again, those of you watching for the first time, welcome. This is the best fight show you will
possibly. But I do have Ankalaev by decision, by the way. I apologize. Sorry, Nick.
If you interrupt me one more time, I will do nothing. Okay. So anyways, except yell and throw things. Okay. So if you want me to yell and throw things, do it again. All right. So all right. But if you're watching for the first time, welcome. All right. This is the best fight show you're ever going to watch. It has humor, but most importantly, it has two people that know exactly what the hell they're talking about. And that's the only time I'm going to compliment them. So get the hell out of there with that shit. All right. But they do know what they're talking about. So let's go. Let's go to the next one. And it's not some guy like Chael Sonnen or whatever, on ESPN that, yeah, of course he knows the sport, but he plays homies, he plays favorites. And so, watch these guys. They'll give you the straight truth all the time. All right. Flyweight. You got this one, I struggled with this one because I couldn't really understand.
Real quick, just we got a comment for the viewers.
Oh yeah.
Travis Mack says Anthony Smith by TKO KO 4th round. Travis Mack, I don't think that is an impossible. And I actually hope it happens.
Well, if you can
wait. Let me bet this guy. Let me bet this guy real
quick. Tell me what bookie, because it's only a 3-round fight.
You stole my line, Joe. I was gonna be like, I will bet you $1,000 that he does not win in the 4th round. Period.
Because who's taking that action? I want to. Is it in Nigeria?
We'll say 3rd round. Maybe you have to say 3rd round.
All right. Hey, put your money where your mouth is.
But hey, look, very possible.
Like I said, Anthony Smith
is going to finish. I don't feel like Ankalaev is going to finish him, man. I just don't think he's going to do it. He's got to risk too much to get in there.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, if you want to bet, you go to VTT's Big Earl and let's throw some action down on this. All right. Flyweight fight. Like I said, the Big Earl struggled with this one because I didn't know if this was a women's fight or a men's fight. Right. Like I couldn't really tell. You got like Alexander. Like, how do you say that name, Bill?
Alejandre
with an X in it. All right, and then Pantoja at 24-5 against Alex Perez at 24-6. Now, this one's going to be tricky, guys. So just pay attention. All right, I'm going to go with Pantoja in the 1st round via submission. Wet Willie. Okay. Have you ever had a wet willy before by your uncle or something like that you just couldn't beat, and you're screaming like you're a kid, like you got to get out of it, you just can't. There's nothing you can do. That's what's going to happen. Pantoja is going to.
Your uncle? I feel like you're describing something way different.
Right. That's maybe something that happens in your neck of the woods, but like the wet willy is in the ear, right? And it pisses everybody off. Nobody likes a wet willy except for those dark girls with the black
what
fingernails,
that sounded
right?
like to a
nobody likes that stuff.
Little emo chicks.
Hey,
yeah.
I can't wait to listen to the audio of that when it's all you hear is in the ear.
So I'm gonna go Pantoja by wet willy submission. Joe, do you see it going that way?
Dude. Pantoja by submission is pretty good call.
That's all I ever make, Joe.
This is going to be a great fight. It really is. There's a lot of people talking Perez behind the scenes isn't getting enough respect and all this stuff. Well, that's because he's fighting a guy whose last 5 fights, and I'll list them off for you. He's 3-2 against this lineup. Brandon Royval, he wins by sub. Manal Kopp, he wins by unanimous decision. Askar Askarov, decision, he lost. Matt Schnell, he knocked out. And then Davison Figueiredo. I'd say this dude has fought everybody. And he's on a 2-fight win streak over Manel Kopp and Brandon Royval. And both those wins have aged very nicely. So I got Pantoja, and I call him Pantoja because I've heard it said that way several times. So whatever, I might be saying it wrong. It just sounds fun. It sounds kind of like Fantasia. But I've got Pantoja, and I'm going to take him by unanimous decision and give Perez's 24-6 record that much respect. But I think Pantoja's on a tear. He's fought everybody, and he's won his last 2 over some really, really good competition. So got him unanimous decision.
Very nice. Very nice. The champ. Still the champ, Joe, because you can't beat him. So
I heard you.
Yeah. So
okay.
The champ.
Okay.
What you got?
So I went back and forth on this one. Not on the winner.
You're not getting me that easy, Bill.
So not on the winner. On Joe and I both agree on who's going to win this fight. I went back and forth on the method. For the longest time, I was sitting on decision, just because I think Perez is that good, and Perez has got an excellent repertoire in his record as well. Perez has fought some heavy hitters. He's done well. Joe's right. I've heard him call Pantoja too, but I'm actually with Nick on this one. I got Pantoja by sub. I'm going on a limb. I'm saying Pantoja by sub in the late first, early second. Like I said, that's going out on a limb. Excuse me. But the more I think about it, Joe is probably right on this one. I think it might go to a decision. Both these guys are really good, and they're the smaller guys, right? So you're not going to get the same heavy hitting knockout power chance that you might have with some of these heavy guys, like on the next fight we're going to talk about. But Perez has lost by sub before a couple of times, which is why I lean towards sub. Yeah, 4 times, which is why I went with sub. Screw it. I'm going to go Pantoja sub early second round.
Now, to caveat off Bill and Nick's pick,
to
double chance.
Yeah. It'd behoove you to tell us we were live, Chris.
God. Oh, sorry. To double chance Pantoja, TKO or sub, he's plus 200. So if you agree with Bill and Nick, you can play him for plus 200. If you agree more with me by submission or points, which is kind of what we both picked, he's minus 140. Where straight money, he's minus 200 on FanDuel, minus 210. So if you play him by submission or points, he's minus 140. If you play him straight money line, he's minus 210. So one of those is probably the more than likely outcome. I got
Nick, are you about to piggyback?
I am going to piggyback.
Major trifecta?
I'm going to piggyback, and it would behoove all of you to listen. Right, like stomp my foot, you know, like you got to listen to this. But I just want you all to pay attention. I want you to look at the screen. I want you all to look at the screen right now, and I want you to see how Joe's right shoulder lays a little bit lower than his left shoulder. And you know, we haven't talked about this in about a week, so
in days.
But I just want to say that I apologize, Joe. I did not mean to dismember you. I did not want to, you know, handicap you in any way, but I'm sorry. Okay, but all right.
I made a full recovery.
Yeah,
Joe, you got to admit the lead into that was great.
Yeah. Posture sucks.
All right, but hey, guys, those of you watching, go to gruntworksclothing.com or shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com and put in the code VTTGW. Now, a lot of you watch VTT's Faceman's TikToks and videos, and he's busting his ass trying to get some of our clothing line going. And the majority of our proceeds profit and benefit the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. So please, make it happen. Go there, get a funny shirt. You got the waterboarding instructor, the Triggered Pansy shirt. Got a lot of funny stuff there. So make it happen. All right. The third fight.
I don't know, Nick. The last time I waterboarded, someone demanded I be removed from VTT. Remember?
That is true. That is true. That was very insensitive of you, and you hurt one person's feelings.
We did remove him.
However, my father sent feedback, which he rarely does on this show, and he sent feedback and said that was hilarious. So, like that. So that's what kept you employed. Was
I can say for the viewers, getting drunk with your dad was one of the funnest times I've ever had. Great man, by the way.
Old Chuck, yeah. Old Chuck's a man of integrity. So, but it is what it is. He's a great man. Obviously, he raised the Big Earl, so it is. I mean, I didn't come from nothing. All right. So, anyway, let's get to a heavyweight fight.
I hate this fight.
I'm so glad you got to pick first.
I love this fight, and we got my man Lewis at 26-9 versus Sergey. Right, like the fucking,
He's
interior decorator.
In Texas again, Bill. Is it Twilight Zone?
I don't want to talk about it.
Pavlich at 15-1. So there's a lot of things that Lewis is bringing to the fight here, and one is age. Okay, so that's the Big Earl always picks on age. If I'm ever confused, I just go by the old man string. I'm gonna go Lewis first round spinning kidney punch, and Sergey will shit himself. Bill, what say you?
There's a reason Joe wants me to pick this first. Both these guys come with one punch knockout power. Sergey has done it a lot lately. Second thing, and I'll admit, you married the right woman when she watches the weigh-ins for you and she does research for you. And I would say a few months ago, Tamara, my wonderful wife, had brought up Derek Lewis is a Texas boy. He is from Houston. And Derek Lewis loves to fucking lose in front of Texas crowds.
He does, actually.
He does.
And they're fighting in Texas. So betting wise, for the show, I'll give you my pick who I think is going to win. Blah, blah. Betting wise, take the under on this fight. There is no way this fight gets past the second round.
Well, you probably have to be at 1.5, right?
Yeah, it's not going past 1.5. These guys are going to come out and they're going to throw heat for the first. I'll be surprised if this gets out of the first round. Pavlich doesn't like the fight past the first round. Derek Lewis has gone the distance a few times. He's gone late in the second a few times. Sergey is not going to fight that fight. And I don't think he's afraid of Derek Lewis's power. I think Tuivasa showed a little kink in that armor. And first of all, I love Tuivasa, and I can't wait for the September fight.
And Bill and I both picked that.
Yeah, and by the way, nobody picked Tuivasa against Derek Lewis except for Joe and I in America, and we hit that shit. So if you're betting, take the under on this fight. I think you're gonna win on the under. I was leaning towards Lewis to win this fight because I think he knows if he doesn't win this fight, his career is going to take a hard downturn and turn fast. But Pavlich is on a tear, and he does not like anything past the first round, and he finishes fights. So you know what? This is almost a last-minute decision, only because it's in Texas. I'm taking Sergey Pavlovich first round KO. If you're not comfortable taking a money line bet on this, take the under. I am very confident this does not go past 1.5 with these two guys. One, Derek Lewis knows he can't win some boring ass decision coming off of 2 losses, especially after getting slept twice. He needs to come in here and get an exciting win. So both these guys are going to come in, they're going to throw heat, and they're going to throw bombs in that first round. One of them is going to connect. I mean, you're talking 260, 270-pound dudes who throw nothing but hate. So take the under. But if you're betting money line, take Pavlovich first round KO.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, very well explained, Bill. That was very good.
I try.
Yeah. So I blacked out about 3 minutes ago. So Joe, does that what he said make any sense?
You should have started
Yeah.
waterboarding yourself.
No, so Pavlovich in his last 3 in the UFC, first round knockout of Golem, first round knockout of Green, first round knockout of Abdurakhmanov. Are any of those guys Derek Lewis? Absolutely not.
No.
But couple things here. One thing Bill didn't mention, which he knows I know.
In that whole tirade, you forgot something. Here we go.
No, it was just Pavlovich has a 5-inch reach advantage.
That's huge.
Yep, he didn't say that. He didn't say
That's Jon Jones reach. And Jon Jones is 84.5. I've never seen anybody that has reach like that. That's insane. So
yeah, you have.
That means he doesn't have to get in Lewis's range to hit him. And I think that Ty really exposed something. And I'm not seeing it with Derek Lewis. I just like he seems like he's lost the confidence in himself.
Yes.
To where he doesn't have that same swagger. And this kid, I mean, he legitimately in every interview and every time I've seen him, he looks like he wants to eat Derek Lewis.
And you know, Joe, sorry to interrupt you, Joe. For me, with Derek Lewis, it's almost like what's happened to Amanda. Someone took away that allure.
Cutting Sampson's hair.
And same with
you went biblical. You went Old Testament on that shit. There you go.
And
nice.
Same with Ronda Rousey. Someone took away that allure, and once you remove that allure, people aren't afraid to just go at you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, or you can go if for the boxing fans out there, Tyson Fury and Wilder. Fury realized once Wilder couldn't fight backing up, and I think that's coming into a Derek Lewis problem. Once you make Derek Lewis start to back up and take away that power bomb, guys like that aren't used to fighting someone who's not afraid of them. And I think Pavlovich is going to be that guy. And Tuivasa is the one who exposed that. Tuivasa is one of those dudes. Tuivasa is a Spartan. He's going home with his shield or on it. And so once you expose that, all these other big 260, 270 pound guys are like, oh shit, I'm just going to go at this guy and throw bombs. And I think that's removed that Derek Lewis luster. And like you said, I think Derek Lewis has just lost that confidence in himself.
And this kid is actually big enough, young enough, and strong enough to bully Derek Lewis as well. So this isn't just somebody coming in who can, hold their own, and Lewis is coming off a bad loss. He's coming off a bad loss, and this guy is bigger, younger, and stronger than Tai Tuivasa. So he has that to worry about, and he's been out grappled before. So if this kid feels like teeing him up a little bit and tossing him around, he can do that too. So,
and statistically, Pavlovich throws more significant strikes per minute too, which is dangerous.
It's really hard to pick against Derek Lewis, but this kid might be built perfectly to destroy him.
Yeah.
Anything he hits.
So who you go with, Joe? I figured.
I'm going with Pavlovich. I'm going with Sergey by same as Bill, first round TKO. I don't think the only way this thing goes past 5 minutes is if they don't engage. If they engage, it's within the second or third exchange, maybe the first one.
All right. So there you have it. Third fight is over with the pickers, and that's when we go into the sponsor bit. All right. Hey, remember, this fight show is brought to you by Fleet Techs. All right, Fleet Techs, Joe can explain it a little bit better some other time, but they put tracking devices on your fleet vehicles, and they want to hire veterans. And so they have partnered with us because our families, our community is all veterans, and then some veteran supporters. So if you need a job, go to fleettechs.com. All right, he wants to hire veterans. Tell him VTT sent you and bust your butt. All right, if you bust your butt for this guy, you're going to make 6 figures. All right, it's that simple. So go to We're getting to the co-main stuff here. And I remember making fun of Kaya Kara because of that name. And Kaya Kara France at 24-9 going against Moreno at 19-6-2. But does anybody know what Moreno's first name is? Brandon. I'm telling you right now, if you don't believe me, there is going to be a Let's Go Brandon chant started in this fight. All right. It's going to be a Let's Go Brandon.
That's safe.
It's going to be
it's Texas.
Go. Yes.
It's in Texas. Come on.
It's going to start. So if there's any type of prop bet that there's a Let's Go Brandon chant started on this fight, it's happening. All right. And then I'm going to ride that wave. So I'm going to go Let's Go Brandon first round KO. And it's going to have nothing to do with the actual Brandon Moreno, but it's going to pump him up enough because Let's Go Brandon is not what people are saying. Okay. It's not CNN. It's not what they're saying. Okay. All right. So here we go. We got Joe. What say you? I didn't screw up this time, Bill. I usually get too drunk at this point in time and I forget who went. So
after what Kai Kara France did in his last fight, I almost would have picked him against anybody. Other than this kid or Figueiredo. But I think Brandon Moreno is a special talent, and he is literally still on the uptick of his prime. And his place is to come back, get his, I don't know if they do another fight with Figueiredo or not.
They have to. They have to.
To be quite honest with you, I think the fans are going to sell that one way or the other. But I think Moreno's place is to eventually take the reins from Figueiredo when Figueiredo is on the downtick of his prime. Kai Kara France is the same story. He's running into the wrong guy at the wrong time. Otherwise, he probably wins this fight. I think the big difference here is Moreno's jab, how sharp his striking is, the wars he's been in. And Kai Kara France throws dynamite. He loads up on his shots. Moreno's slicker than that. I mean, he took out Figueiredo. Took him to a draw. And then he did what everybody else has done to him in the division, which is lose, but he still beat him. And no one had him winning that fight. Matter of fact, Bill and I picked against him, and then in the rematch said he does really, really well again and picked against him again. So he went to a draw and then he won. So he caught, he proved us wrong twice. And I'm not betting against this kid again. So
fool me once, shame on you.
I think
twice.
Our friends gasses, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Moreno wins by sub in the third.
Oh, sub by the third Moreno. Bill, what say you? Uh-oh.
No, that's an interesting call. Only because Kai has been subbed before with rear naked chokes. And Bravo chokes. I think three times, Joe?
Let me double check that.
And he subbed Figueiredo, and Moreno subbed Figueiredo.
Right.
Listen,
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's not a bad call.
I mean, what's Kara France's biggest weapon? It's power.
So up front, I'm with Joe. Moreno wins this fight.
Damn.
I think I'm with Joe. I think Moreno gets the reins back from Figueiredo. I think they're going to fight a fourth time. First time went to a draw. Second time, Moreno won by rear naked choke. Third fight, Figueiredo wins in a decision, which was arguable. I had Moreno winning this by decision. I think Kai Kara France is coming from a really great camp. It's the same camp that produces Volkanovski, same camp that has Adesanya.
City Kickboxing.
Great camp.
Brad Riddell.
Yeah, I think
the guy who made the helmets.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, same place. So I think Kai makes it to a decision. Joe is not that far off with Moreno winning by a choke. Kai's lost by chokes before, and Brandon Moreno's pulled him off on the most elite fighters in that weight class. I got Moreno winning by decision. I think money line I think the latest was like a -215, something like that. I got Moreno by decision. If you go by sub, that's not a bad pick by Joe, to be honest with you. But I got Moreno by decision. What's going to be interesting for all the fight fans out there, I'm sure Joe's heard about this. Figueiredo did much better against Moreno because he went to one of the greatest fighters of that weight class of all time, who former 2-time champion who just hung up his gloves out of nowhere. Joe, I don't know if you heard about this. That same coach has said he's coming out of retirement and he wants to become the first 3-fight winner of all time. So, but he told Dana, I'm only going to do it if I don't have to do tune-up fights. He's like, I want to come back. He's like, I want to fight Figueiredo. I want to fight Volkanovski. And then I'm going to fight whatever third weight class you want me to go to. And I want to be the first 3 belt holder. I think he does it.
Who's this now?
The same guy that Figueiredo went to, the former 2-belt champ of lightweight.
Oh, you know what, Cejudo?
Cejudo is coming out and says he wants to be the first 3-belt fight holder, but he doesn't want a tune-up fight. He wants straight to Volkanovski, which is a huge money fight. So fight fans, that's coming up toward the end of the year, early next year. He says he wants Figueiredo, Volkanovski, and then he'll fight for a 3rd belt. That 3rd belt's where I'm worried about him. I think if you go up too much, you're fighting some power.
You think Cejudo beats Volkanovski?
No.
I
think
don't
Volkanovski's
It's happening.
Volkanovski's just on a different level right now.
Yeah. I don't either.
But I think he beats Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah.
But anyway, get back to the thing. I was just trying to give a fight fans a good
Peter
update.
Yan,
But
Peter
I got
Yan and Sugar Sean O'Malley are signed to fight, Nick. How about that one? Peter Yan, the little devil from Russia, and Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean with the pink braids.
Yeah, I know Sugar Sean, yeah.
Okay.
But for the pickers,
big jump up in competition for O'Malley.
Nice. But I blacked out what happened.
Yeah. So Moreno decision. Joe has Moreno by sub.
There it is. There it is.
All right. Now we get to go to the main event. All right. And it's a chick fight, which is in Bill's wheelhouse because he is the chick fight expert. Again, it's been a while since you've listened to the Big Earl talk here in these fights. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you got Amanda Nunez, who got choked out by Pena last fight. So this is Nunez Pena 2, right?
Correct.
And you got Nunez at 21-5 and Pena at 12-4. Now, I caught something at the weigh-ins. Not what Bill's going to talk about, because Bill's going to talk about actual fight stuff at the weigh-ins. What I caught at the weigh-ins was you had Pena's daughter was behind her with her fists up like this. Right? Little like 3-year-old. And I'm like, that's the winner. That's the winner right there. I'm going Pena by. So you're going to have one of Nunez's braids is going to come loose. Okay. This is how it's going to happen. One of her braids is going to come loose, and then Pena is going to rip the braid and then throat strike. Okay. So I'm going hair pull, throat strike, first round, and it's over. Okay. So like I said, I get drunk, so I forget who gets to go. Joe.
Me.
It's Bill.
It's me.
I know.
Here's the thing with this one. I would say for the last month or so, I've been telling people Amanda's going to come back and beat Pena's ass. Here's why. Before Amanda lost to Juliana Pena, she hadn't lost since 2014. That is an incredible reign to be a 2-belt holder in cage fighting. I mean, you're talking 8 years without a loss. That's insane. Straight to Hall of Fame fighter. Pena showed a kink in the armor. A couple of reasons. She said, hey, I'm going to come into this fight. I'm just going to bite down on my mouthpiece, and I'm going to throw these hands. And she won. Historically, Amanda has hated that weight class because it's such a huge drop for her. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. Amanda has hated that big of a weight drop to go down there. She's openly talked about how much she hated it. Some people argued the first fight almost looked like she gave up. I agree. I think her cardio just wasn't there. Some people said they did it to set up the Ultimate Fighter series to make it more dramatic. I don't think so. I think that takes
those people they belong to a specific category that we call idiots.
Yeah. I think Juliana prepared for it. Yeah, Juliana, and what pisses me off about that takes it away from Juliana and what she did. I think Amanda doesn't like that weight cut, and age is happening. And here's the thing with this. I was leaning towards Amanda for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. Even going into today until Tamra, I love you, baby. She texted me today. She's like, you need to watch the weigh-ins. I just watched the official weigh-ins. Amanda seemed off. And if you watch the official weigh-ins, for a little sports betting research for you guys out there, guys and gals, is don't watch the ceremonial weigh-ins, watch the official weigh-ins. And not only does it matter when they weigh in, but what order they weigh in. If someone comes out and weighs in right off the bat, that means they had a great camp, great cut. If they're waiting till the very end and they're coming out, they're looking pale and slow, that means they had a real rough cut. Their cardio is going to be fucked for this.
They're hanging the towel.
Yeah. And honestly, watching Amanda do the weigh-ins, Amanda looked sunken in. She looked paler than usual. She looked like she's moving a little labored. She didn't look as good as she normally has over the last 8 years. And honestly, I think when you're that good for that long and someone comes in and beats your fucking ass mentally, you go one of two ways. Either like Anthony Smith did, like, hey, I took an ass whooping. I'm going to go back to the chalkboard and I'm going to come back I'm going to go on a tear. I think Amanda might be at that limit where she's done with that weight class or she's done with fighting. So here's my prediction. I got Juliana Pena as also a DraftKings sleeper, pulling this off again with a submission. I think she's going to win this fight. I think she's going to do one more belt defense. Then I think they're going to do another super fight between her and Valentina at either a catch weight or one or the other one are going to go up to the other one's weight class. So Juliana Pena sub second round again.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Joe, what say you?
Yep. I don't disagree with Bill.
Nunez,
I think that Nunez she's had her time, and you know, when she's looked good, like when she smoked Chris Cyborg, and people forget about the fact that, like, if it wasn't for Holly Holm, Amanda Nunez would have the most paid knockout in the history of women's MMA. The problem is Holly Holm came in and knocked out Ronda Rousey when no one expected her to. But what I'm saying is Amanda Nunez knocked her out worse. Like, I mean, absolutely pummeled her into a stack, like the village drunkard in an early Irish novel. Like, beat the brakes off her, then knocked out Chris Cyborg. And I think she was drinking her own Kool-Aid to the point where she felt like she was invincible. And
8 years is
she gets married. She gets married. Her and her wife have a kid, and they have all these obligations, and things change. You know, shit in life changes. You don't just get to have a kid and do the same shit. It doesn't work that way. Not if you're a parent. And I think a lot of that showed when she came out against Pena. And I think this is the one thing that Bill's saying, and I'm going to put an extra spin on it and take it a little bit further, I don't think Nunez wants it anymore. It's not that she doesn't have it. It's just the same thing as Conor. He got his millions. It's not that he lost
100 million.
He right. It's not that he lost the ability. He lost the time to give a fuck because he already made his millions. Amanda Nunez got married. Her and her wife had a baby. She realized, hey, there's something I can do with all this money that's better than anything in the world, which is being a parent. And I just think her focus isn't where Juliana Peña's is. Juliana Peña has traps like a high school wrestler in the state championships with the, like, I mean, she's yoked. And Amanda Nunez sucking down to this weight class. I call it looking sucked out. Like it looks like skin on bones in the face. When she's looked good, she's been chubby. To be honest, she's never been like a perfect build. She's just had a boxy set of shoulders.
And Juliana doesn't have that.
Male. Her shoulders
Juliana doesn't have that fear anymore. You know what I mean? Juliana's beat her once. So that fear.
And I think Amanda knows that Juliana's stronger because she bulldogged her when they got close and uptight. And I agree with Bill 100%. I think Amanda knows. I see it on her face. And Juliana Peña also knows there's a secret that only those two know about. And that is, I worked you and I worked you really easily and you fucking know it. And I'm going to do it again. And that's what I see when I see those two staring down on each other. And congrats to Amanda Nunez, one of the greatest female champions of all time. I think she's somewhere beneath Shevchenko in my mind because of how dominant Valentina is. But I got Juliana Peña finishing this one almost similar fashion, probably more like third round. And I see Amanda gassing, Juliana taking over with the wrestling, getting sinking and choking, third round submission. And I say, what, take that one and play it. Play Juliana Peña by submission and see what they pay out. I'll look it up for you here while we do our parlays and everything, but Juliana is absolutely my DraftKings sleeper.
Very nice. So while Joe looks that up, let's go right to the champ. Champ, locks, parlays, DraftKings sleeper. Send it.
All right, DraftKings sleeper, obviously Peña. So parlay, I'm going to give you my locks here in a minute because I'm doing back and forth, to be honest with you. But my parlay, I'm going to go from bottom to top again on the fight card. Early in the night, you got Edwards versus Kim. Who gives a shit who wins that fight? Take the over. It's going to decision. They're both garbage, and they both love decisions. So Edwards, Kim, female fight, take the over on that one. Going up a little bit more, take Morales. He's a minus 600 fight. He's a minus 600 odds. Not going to make you much money, but you can throw him in a long parlay. Take Jakar Close against Rafa Garcia. Then go up, take Ankalaev, take Pantoja, take Luis Pavlovich, take the under, take Moreno. And then again, if you want to throw in a long parlay, throw in Peña. If you want to go balls out and go a super long parlay, and you're feeling froggy for another DraftKings sleeper, early on the prelims, there's Deontay Mays versus a really long ass name. It's like he's a plus 160. It's his first fight in the UFC. But every fight he's done before he's come to UFC, he's finished in the first round. So the only reason why I think he's a big underdog. Take him as another DraftKings sleeper. But again, take Moreno, Luis Pavlovich under, Pantoja, Ankalaev, Jakar Close, and Morales. If you're feeling ballsy, take Edwards, Kim, take the over. If you do a second parlay to hedge some bets, throw in Matt Semmelsberger at minus 155.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, say your main parlay one more time for the people writing it
Main
down.
parlay.
Joe's still texting.
Morales, Close, Ankalaev, Pantoja, Luis Pavlovich under, and Moreno.
That sounded like Spanish. Joe, what say you on your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper?
Well, I already said my sleeper, and Juliana Pena, and I'm actually super surprised she's even a dog, but I'll take it. And my locks, I really like Brandon Moreno, and I don't see him losing this fight, so I'm gonna lock him in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go Drakkar Close and Michael Morales are my other two locks, just like Bill. So my parlay is the very early prelims, Negamoranu and Poteria. Okay, two light heavyweights. I got that fight going under the distance. So there's my first one, under the distance. Michael Morales, obviously I'm throwing him in. He's a huge favorite, but then Drakkar Close. And you know what, dude? I'm throwing our boy Drew Dober in there just because of what he did against Terrence McKinney. I'll take Drew Dober, Ankalaev and Pantoja. Then I'm taking Pavlovich and Moreno.
All right. So on the main card, you're going Ankalaev, Pantoja, Pavlovich, and Moreno. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, there you have it, sports fans and UFC fighting fans. Again, we're here every fight show. All right. Every time there's a fight, if you want to make money, listen to these guys. All right. Don't listen to the Big Earl. You listen to me on Saturdays because that's when I give you the wisdom. All right. The Book of Earl. But that's not Ebony. Another vacation. Last weekend of vacation for VTT. We'll be back August, the first weekend of August, and we have Jack Morrison, the author, coming on, and a Marine Raider. Right, he's a special ops guy from the Marine Corps, and he wrote a book called The Perfect Fucking Life. Right, so it's a funny read so far. I'm halfway through it. I'll finish it on my trip out to go see Big Bill over there. That's when I'll finish the book, and we'll have a good time out there. Other than that, like I said in Ojai, hammered as shit. We try to find the best nonprofits for you to give your money to because we all have that stigma that nonprofits suck, but we found one that doesn't suck. So, Bill, give that plug.
I'm going to give two shout outs today. One, obviously, Go Sardine Adventures. Please go to their website, gosardineadventures.org. They're doing wonderful things just this summer alone. All your money goes towards helping kids of our fallen brothers and sisters, our Gold Star kids. Everybody says Tilbahala, RRP, all our brothers and sisters, but everybody forgets about the kids they've left behind. So please go to Gold Star Teen Adventures. They take these kids, they get them around other Gold Star kids, and they take them on all types of trips, scuba, adventure camps, everything you can think of, just to let these kids remember they're not forgotten. And sorry to end on a solemn term. For all you guys out there, there's a guy named Casey Wilcox out there, fellow 13 Fox with myself. He was a JTAC for third group, went on and did first time in Colorado, recently retired, but he just lost his son freshman year in college. So for all the VTT people, please send out your prayers and put your thoughts out there for Casey Wilcox, fellow brother of ours, who's just
Keith
recently
Wilcox?
lost his son. Casey Wilcox.
Casey Wilcox.
Just lost his son. Obviously, there's no words you can possibly say to someone like that. Just, have him in your thoughts, send good vibes his way. Casey, us, and the VTT family are thinking about you.
Hey, yeah, Bill, if he has a GoFundMe started for anything, we'll put it on VTT. So let us know if that happens.
All right, we'll do, brother.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's what our community is all about. Yeah, sometimes it gets real, sometimes it gets heavy, especially when you watch the Trash Talk Hour. Sometimes it's hilarious. But the bottom line is the mission is to curb the veteran and active duty suicide rate. Period. All right, that's it. So if what you want to do doesn't come in line with that mission, then there's other pages for you. But this page is for that, and we look forward to doing the best that we can as veterans and as active duty, like Bill still is, and doing the most that we can. All right, well, let's hope that we make some money so that we can donate to that GoFundMe. But let's go. It's happening, and we'll see you guys next Friday and then next Saturday for the Trash Talk Hour. Deuces. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.